Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be why you should always get to the point with women. A big mistake a lot of guys make, and that I used to make, is beating around the bush. In other words, if you're talking to a girl and you like the girl, and you want to arrange a date or you want to ask her for her phone number, the worst thing you can do is just sit there and talk about it and talk using innuendo and doing everything other than getting her number. Because if you're standing there talking to a chick, I mean, the bottom line, she pretty much knows the only reason you came over to talk to her is because you like her. But yet then you sit there and you stand there for an hour just talking around in circles because you don't have the guts or you're afraid of rejection. If you wait too long, she's going to realize, you know what, this guy's got no confidence. He's unsure of himself. He's acting really weak. And he just can't be himself around me. I don't want to go out with that guy. And so by the time you get around to finally asking her after 2 or 3 hours and you got really drunk and you bought her and her girlfriends a bunch of drinks, she's just going to think you're a really nice guy and she's going to appreciate all the free drinks. You know, the fact that you blew a couple $100 on drinks for her and yourself and her girlfriends, then she'll go, oh, I don't know you that well, or why don't you give me your business card, or I don't call guys that I don't know, or she'll go, oh, I have a boyfriend, or she'll go, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Or, just to give you some kind of bullshit excuse, and then you're going to walk away frustrated going, what the fuck? I just spent 3 hours and a couple $100 and I didn't even get a phone number. And when I was younger, I had a lot of evenings like that, and it just totally sucked. So get to the point as quickly as possible, because girls that like you, they'll give you their number. They'll make a date with you. And ones that won't, or I should say that don't, it just means they got low interest and they're not attracted to you. So it's just, you want to find out, because most women aren't going to like you. I mean, my attitude is I assume they all want me, but that's going to be a false premise most of the time, but it's always the place that I come from. And my attitude is when they don't want me or they don't feel the same way, I just, deep down, I'm just thinking, hey, you're fucking lost. You have no idea what you just missed out on, but the right girl you'll connect with, and she'll say yes. But the idea is you want to get quick. You want to get through it. You want to get to the point and not beat around the bush, because if you beat around the bush, then you're going to get perceived as weak, and then you're going to get rejected. I got an email here from a viewer, and he says, hi, Corey. First, I'd like to say thanks for the job you do, and after watching many of your videos, I bought your Kindle ebook. Good stuff. Well, thank you. Well, here we go. I live in Norway. I'm 23, athletic build, and girls think I'm handsome. Basically, I'm saying I've never had any problems with girls, but some girls I've had trouble with, and that was a problem that I had when I was younger. It's not that I had a problem meeting women. It was I had a problem meeting women and actually going out on dates, more than 2 dates with women that I really liked. And my problem is I get 2 dates, and I think, hey, this is great. Now we're going to have a 3rd date. Maybe I'll get a little action. And I can't get the girl on the phone. And at the time, I never understood what I was doing wrong. He says, I really want to feel sure of what I do from the first meeting to the bedroom. He says, 2 weeks ago, I met a girl, and she's a photo model and a Miss Norway finalist. I love beauty queens. I met her, and the reason why I like women that compete for stuff like that is because they're usually very successful, they're very driven, they're very motivated, they take care of their bodies, they have goals, they have things that they want to do, they're chasing their dreams, they're hungry. And so when you talk to a woman like that, she's educated, she's smart, you can talk about politics or finance or relationships, and you can have a great, intelligent conversation with her, as opposed to most of the dumb kind of conversations you're going to have, or the bar talk kind of conversations you're going to have with most of the women you're going to meet in bars and nightclubs. So we all went back to my place after being out, and when my buddies left, she stayed. I was kind of drunk because I did not really talk much, flirt, or anything with her that night. I did not expect her to sleep over. Another problem is that she is the same age as my little sister, 20 years old. Oh, she's 20 and you're 23. Wow, what a huge age difference. I have never been with a girl that age, mostly older girls or my same age. I basically told her, you know what I noticed as I got older, the women I dated, they all stayed about the same age. I know, I'm fucking terrible. I have never been with a girl that age. Mostly older girls are the same age. She says, I basically told her this and that nothing would happen. Why would you say that to a girl? The next day, because it's like the way you said it is like, hey, nothing's going to happen. The way you say it, it sounds like you said it in a serious way. But you could say it in a playful way. You could say, hey, just because you're in my apartment, I don't want you thinking that you're going to get lucky and get laid and have sex tonight. But I am open to being convinced. You say stuff like that or give her that deadpan look. The next day was pretty normal. She walked around in my apartment in her underwear. And when I see a girl walking around in her underwear, I was like, what are you doing walking around in your underwear? She's like, well, I feel comfortable. I was like, well, I'd feel a lot more comfortable if you were naked and over here in my bed. That's all you got to say, dude. I acted like it was not the first time a girl had done that. And see, here's like you like this girl. She's walking around naked. And I would think that obviously she likes you. And I just like to get right to the point. But here's the thing: is this is the problem. You got a girl in your apartment walking around in her underwear, and you really like her. And so instead of saying the kind of stuff that you would normally say to other girls you don't really give a shit about, you treat her differently. And it's like you're afraid to make a move because you don't want to offend her. She's walking. You just met the girl, and she's walking around your place in her underwear, and she stayed over. He said, I just stayed cool. When she left, I asked her if she wanted to hang out. And she answered she really wanted to. I gave her my number, and she texted me right away. It was nice that you gave out your number, and she texted you. It's awesome because now she's chasing you from the get-go, so you did a good job there. He said, I set a movie date. Now you need to smack yourself. Don't ever set a fucking movie date with a chick. That's boring. If you want to be a lover, do things her lover would do. Create an opportunity for sex to happen. You go to a movie date, what are you going to do? Sit there and stare at a screen? It's like watching a fucking... You might as well watch TV in your living room or something. I mean, that's a horrible date to go on with a chick as a movie date or going to lunch. Don't ever do shit like that. And you'll see why. This is what happened. He says, but a few hours before she was supposed to come, she texted me asking me if I wanted to come to her house with some friends of hers and our mutual friends. And I would say the reason being is because she probably thought about your date, the movie date. She thought, that sounds really boring. I'm raising some hell here at my place, so let's do that. He says, I was thinking she flaked, but yeah, she did because your date was lame that you arranged. And plus you told her what you were going to do. Never do that. But I played cool and I said, yeah, sure. So she arranged that a girlfriend of hers would pick me up. She actually called herself and asked if she could come pick me up. But I had already talked to her girlfriend. She was flirty, all right, and I kept the flirting to a minimal, and I was still thinking of the fact that she was so young. Give me a break, dude. 3 years younger than you. Go for it and have a good fucking time. Trust me. Because otherwise, 20 years from now, you're going to be fucking regretting it. But to hell with it. She is a Miss Norway finalist that wants me. Now you're talking. I may never have the chance again. Now you're talking. We ended up in bed. Good. The next day when I left, she was smiling really much to the point where I actually got a little unsure. I asked her why she smiled so much, and she replied, isn't it better than me crying? You say, quite frankly, I'd much rather have you screaming my name out. That's always when it's like you want to escalate it. And when she says something like that, you want to come back with a playful comment that basically says what her previous statement was kind of ridiculous. The next day, I texted her a short, flirty, sexual message. She replied, yeah, maybe, he. Is this a good response to that kind of message? Well, here, now you're starting to chase her. This girl had already texted you. And what I would have done is just nothing. I would have waited to hear from her. And if you'd been dating other women, you wouldn't have cared. You'd probably have 2 or 3 girls this is happening to you on a weekly basis. But what's happening here is you're not being authentic and you're not being congruent with who you are, and you're holding back. And since you're holding back, it's causing things to get delayed where they could have happened the first night you guys got together. He says, the day after, I was going out with 3 girls to a concert and on the town after that. I actually ended up with one of them. I tell you, Corey, it was crazy. She was basically touching herself for 5 hours, and I joined in when I wanted to. Ha. Well, good for you, dude. That's what I'm talking about. You have other women, so it keeps you in a non-hungry state. Plus, you're hanging out in a small group of friends. It's going to get out to her that you're hooking up with other chicks, which is going to make you more attractive. The day after that, I texted the Miss Norway girl how the party was because I knew she went to a party. She replied, and I answered, but ended the conversation in my text. And again, the only time you contact a woman is to arrange a time to get together. Instead, you're just like, you're reaching out to her, and you're thinking, oh, I got to get the conversation going to create attraction. You keep doing that, you're going to end up getting rejected. On Monday, I did not want to text her, and I did not, but she started to chat with me on Facebook. Sign of interest? Yeah, it means, dude, you need to arrange a time for you and I to get back together at your place so we can get naked together. That's what she's basically hoping that you'll do. I did not text her on Tuesday because at the end of the day, that's the end of the whole courtship, is to end up in bed naked together. But when I woke up on Wednesday morning, I did not text her on Tuesday, but when I woke up, she had liked one of my Facebook pictures. On Wednesday, I simply texted, and she replied within 5 seconds, sign of interest, and I would say, yeah. And that's it. This is how far I've gotten with this model girl. It's like, dude, you've texted her 3 times, and you haven't asked her out. It's just weak. You keep doing that, and she's going to eventually think, oh, this guy has no confidence, but he likes me, and he has no confidence. And then she's not going to want anything to do with you. You're going to really fuck this up, and you had a golden opportunity. I want to get together with her again. Could I ask her to meet this weekend, or should I wait for her to ask me? It's like, what? I was like, well, you're reaching out to her, and then there's like no point of your conversation. The idea is you want to be direct, get to the point, and arrange a date to get together. And so, I mean, wait a couple of days and see what happens. If you don't hear from her for 2-3 days, then text her and say, invite her to get together and do something. Invite her to meet you out for drinks. That's a cool place. That's fun. Just you and her. Some place that's not real loud that you can talk. You don't want to go to a place where you got to scream at each other because the music is so loud. He says, I don't stalk her and I don't text her every day. When I text, I keep it short and flirty. And like I said, the only reason you should be texting her is to arrange dates, not just to fucking shoot the shit, dude. You're fucking up. Our mutual buddy told me that she thinks I'm really handsome. He says, I need some guidelines here. I have no problem getting girls, but it's been a while since I did this flirty dating thing. He says, I don't really know if I want to date her. I just want to get with her again. In other words, you're telling me you just want to bone her. Okay. Well, great. Next time she reaches out to you, arrange a date to get together. And if you haven't heard from her in 2 to 3 days, text her and arrange a time for the two of you to get together in the evening where you can hang out someplace fun and have 2 or 3 places that you can go, and places you can, like bowling or some kind of darts or something, pool, something that you guys can do that's fun where you can interact with each other, and that she can start initiating contact and touching you. And you don't want to do group things with a group of people because you're going to end up getting stuck in friendship zone if you keep texting her like you're texting her and keep agreeing to meet up with her in groups of people. Be direct, get to the point, set a definite date, and get the fuck off the phone and stop all of this Facebook chatting and this stuff. When a girl reaches out to you either on the phone or Facebook chat, it means she wants you to arrange a date, and she's done that several times, and you just keep talking in a circle because you think you've got to do something other. I mean, just arrange a time to get together. Arrange an opportunity for sex to happen. That's all it is. Rinse, recycle, repeat. Treat all women the same. Don't put this girl on a pedestal, and that's what you're starting to do. I mean, you did it perfectly. You hooked up with this other girl, no problem. Easy peasy, right? And then the next girl, because you like her, it's like you're dancing around in a bush. You're dancing around in a circle, and you're not getting anywhere. You're not asking. I mean, don't you see the connection? You made a move with the other girl, but you're not making a move with the girl that you like. That's where you're fucking up. So if you have a question you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website and click the Contact Me tab, which is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. Send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges. And you just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response because I get a lot of email from the internet. And I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by clicking the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions. And if you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, right underneath the email sign-up box, there is a link to Amazon Kindle. Just click the link, and you can download it to your smartphone or your Mac, your PC, or your iPad in under 60 seconds. And I will talk to you soon.